This is the evening news for Wednesday, September 24, 2014. I'm Michael Young. Thanks for joining us. Making the headlines tonight, PPPC says it has nothing to do with the Trotman molestation saga. Man who accused Trotman of raping him files complaint with the DPP. APN News says all child molesters should be condemned. Man charged for illegal firearm and ammunition. And travel span suspends service to Guyana. Now for the news in detail. The People's Progressive Party Civic has removed itself from talks that it had a hand in the allegations brought against Speaker of the National Assembly Raphael Trotman that he had sexually molested a 12-year-old boy. More details in this report.
General Secretary of the party Clement Rohi said as far as he is aware, the PPP has nothing to do with the position Speaker Raphael Trotman has found himself in. Allegations were made in sections of the media that the young man who has made allegations against the Speaker was brought from Trinidad to Guyana by the government and was put up at the Pegasus Hotel, during which he was offered a high-level government job on gender equality. But Rohi said while the young man may have used the term government, he did not explicitly state it was the People's Progressive Party that brought him here. He emphasized there is a difference.
There is no paramountcy of the party here. There is no paramountcy of the party. Government is government, PPP is PPP. I want to draw this clear line of distinction and to end this confusion or convenient mixture of things. So if this young man is allegedly claiming that government did this and government did that, I'm sorry, you're at the wrong address asking those questions.
Welshman has accused Trotman of sexually abusing him several years ago. The young man noted that he was first abused by the Speaker while he was just 12 years old.
You'll now hear that the Raphael Trotman saga continues to get more interesting, as today it was revealed that Johnny Welshman has filed a complaint with the Director of Public Prosecutions. The details in this report.
Young Johnny Welshman shocked the nation by making an allegation against Speaker of the National Assembly Raphael Trotman. The Chamber of the Director of Public Prosecutions confirmed that it has received a complaint from Welshman. The DPP, however, denied that it had offered protection to the youth. It was confirmed that he was advised by attorney-at-law Jaya Manikchan to file a complaint with the DPP. After seeking verification from the director Shalimar Ali Haq, Liz Rahman, the DPP's PRO, made it clear that the DPP had never spoken to Welshman, much less to give him the assurance that protection would be provided. Siddhi Ramnath for Evening News.
Leader of the main opposition party, a Partnership for National Unity, David Granger, says that all child molesters, regardless of their stature or affluence, should be condemned. More details in this report.
Opposition leader David Granger said that there is more need for enforcement on the part of police officers to protect children. Granger said that the Guyana Police Force and the Ministry of Human Services have a responsibility to ensure that all cases of child abuse receive adequate attention. September 21st to 27th marks Child Protection Week here in Guyana, and Granger said that his party believes that child sexual molesters or pedophiles should be condemned at the highest level. Many instances of child sexual molestation go unreported in Guyana and the world as a whole. By law, child sexual abuse and pedophilia are considered to be statutory rape. Head of the Child Care and Protection Agency, Anne Green, contended that pedophilia and child sexual molestation have no barriers. Green said this scourge cuts across all sections of society. She also indicated that while there has been an increase in reports of child sexual abuse is still very much hidden, and the reports are just the tip of the iceberg. It was noted that child sexual abuse is ranked number 2 in the number of reported cases of child abuse.
If you have a news tip or news story you would like our news team to follow, message or WhatsApp us on telephone numbers 680-9630, 603-117 or 617-2867. You can also call us at our office on 231-0382 or 226-2102, 223-723021. Join us on the other side of the break when the evening news continues. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with the Evening News. The Office of Professional Responsibility has compiled a report on its findings with respect to the shooting incident in Old Boys Town, which has left 28-year-old Adrian Bishop dead. Bishop was shot to his neck whilst he allegedly attempted to relieve a police rank of his shotgun. He was arrested on Saturday evening for a robbery under arms offense. A source told this newscast that the report is expected to be sent to the chairman of the Police Complaint Authority, Cecil Kennard, as early as tomorrow, who will in turn make his recommendations on the matter. After this is done, the file will be sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions for advice. According to reports, the police rank that allegedly pulled the trigger is currently behind a desk assisting with administrative work. In addition, this newscast understands that the reports confirmed that the female officer who was implicated in the shooting incident was having a relationship with the dead man. As China gears to celebrate 165 years as a republic, Chinese ambassador to Guyana, Zhang Limin, hosted a reception to mark the anniversary locally. Her details in this report.
Guyanese turned up in pomp and splendor to help usher in the 165th anniversary of the People's Republic of China. China's ambassador to Guyana said his country has several developmental goals which it plans to accomplish by 2050.
China highly values its friendly cooperation with Latin American and the Caribbean countries. President Xi Jinping of China visited this area twice within 2 years upon assuming office. The recent announcement of the establishment of the China CELAC Forum provided a mechanism guarantee for the overall cooperation between China and Latin American and the Caribbean countries. Today, China has become the second largest trading partner and the third largest source of investment of Latin America and the Caribbean. Our cooperation in energy and resources, infrastructure, finance, agriculture, manufacturing, and high-tech has produced rich results for mutual benefit, giving a strong boost to economic growth and improvement in people's well-being on both sides.
Acting President Samuel Hinds uttered similar remarks. Hinds noted that the 165th anniversary is an excellent opportunity for the two countries to recommit to each other.
Thus, as we celebrate the 65th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, it is a fitting time for Guyana and China to recommit to working together for the well-being and prosperity of their peoples.
The PRC was founded on October 1, 1949, with a ceremony at the Tiananmen Square. The Central People's Government passed the resolution on the National Day of the People's Republic of China on December 2, 1949, and declared that October 1 is the National Day.
In this report, we hear that investment capital from the Chinese-based companies here reached a total of US $180 million in 2013.
Acting President Samuel Hinds on Tuesday revealed that despite adverse economic conditions, Chinese companies continue to invest heavily in Guyana's economy.
Our economic relations remain dynamic, with trade between Guyana and China reaching over US $180 million in 2013. Chinese companies have invested in Guyana's infrastructure and in its forestry and mining sectors, among others, thereby contributing significantly to Guyana's development and the economic prosperity of our people.
Hinds pointed out too that China has made significant contributions to the global economy. China has a population of 1.3 billion and is recognized as one of the world's largest manufacturing countries.
China alone has contributed to over 1/3 of the growth in global GDP and now stands as a haven of economic stability with a growing middle class. Indeed, China's recent allocation towards the capitalization of the new development bank, NDB, established by the BRICS countries in July 2014, and the BRICS contingent reserve arrangement to soften infrastructure deficits, attest to China's commitment to opening up and broadening the economic world order.
Chinese Ambassador to Guyana, Zhang Limin, said that he believes there is potential for a large investment in Guyana. By the way of a translator, Limin said over time, Guyana and China will have more mutual benefiting interactions.
Our economic cooperation has been growing steadfastly. The bilateral trade and investment volume has increased year by year, covering areas of natural resources and infrastructure construction and exaggerate. These projects have played an important role in economic and social development and environmental protection of Guyana. Chinese entrepreneurs travel distance to invest in Guyana, and they have got full support from Guyana's government and local communities. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude for your support and assistance on our bilateral cooperation, and I sincerely hope that you will continue to offer your support in this regard.
Indeed, currently a large number of Chinese establishments have opened in the city. These range from restaurants to clothing stores to hardware stores. Chinese contractors and loggers have come under intense scrutiny from sections of the media in the recent past. Bisham Mohammed, Evening News.
The People's National Congress Reform has announced the death of Mr. Elvin Bernard McDavid. The party, in a statement to the media today, said he was born in Georgetown on the 10th of June 1944 and was educated at St. Mary's R.C. School, St. Stanislaus College, University of Birmingham, and the University of the West Indies. He died in Jamaica, where he was receiving medical attention. The PNCR said that McDavid was a former political assistant to the Prime Minister Forbes Burnham, Minister of Information and Culture from 1971 to 1972, and ambassador to the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. He is credited with much of the pioneering work done for the hosting of the first Caribbean Festival of Arts, Carafesta, and the establishment of the Ghana National Service. The PNCR extended its deepest condolences to Mr. McDavid's children, brother, and other relatives. If you have a news tip or news story you would like our news team to follow, message or WhatsApp us on telephone numbers 680-9630, 603-117, or 617-2867. You can also call us at our office on 231-0382, 226-2102, or 223-723021. You're watching the Evening News. More news still ahead. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with the Evening News. In this report, you will hear that in light of several reports that Travelspan is pulling out of the Guyanese market, Chief Executive Officer Nuhar Singh confirmed that the airline is in the process of finalizing new arrangements with another airline, while noting their dissatisfaction with the services offered by Vision Airlines.
Chief Executive Officer Nuhar Singh explained that the Travelspan staff, flight attendants and management have worked diligently to offer much-needed solution for an alternative within the market, but its customers have been plagued by mechanical issues affecting Vision Airlines, which resulted in an unsatisfactory service on the flights. The CEO added that due to the lack of consistent service, proven by the significant amount of cancellation and delayed flights that caused major inconvenience to its clients and the continued losses to Travelspan and to Vision Airlines, effective September 27, 2014, they will be discontinuing its general sales agent status. As such, he noted that all passengers booked to travel after September 27 will be protected with full refunds and offer the service of an alternate carrier, and in the interim, Travelspan will be finalizing arrangements with a new carrier. Nevertheless, Travelspan is committed to refund monies for tickets purchased after September 27. Singh, in a release, explained that for tickets paid in the United States, Travelspan has been protecting passengers' money in escrow. This precaution, the release added, was taken so customers would not be left stranded, as with the case of previous carriers after they discontinue operations. On the other hand, for tickets paid in Guyana, Travelspan office will rebook passengers or offer full refund. The escrow bank will take approximately 14 days for the refund to be processed and the checks to be prepared for customers. The airline is, however, cognizant that while monies are protected, they understand the inconvenience for the customers who have to wait for their refunds to be processed. Bisham Mohammed, Evening News.
Following several days of strike action at the Skeldon estate due to the dismissal of a field worker, the Ghana Sugar Corporation and the Ghana Agriculture and General Workers Union finally came to an agreement to settle the matter. Here are details in this story.
After 5 days of strike action by workers at the Skeldon estate and several discussions over the dismissal of field operator Stephen Daniels, Guy Suku and Gao finally came to a mutual agreement this afternoon. The industrial action was called off and Daniels' dismissal was reversed. This is following 2 days of conciliatory discussions hosted by the Ministry of Labour, which resulted in the two bodies agreeing to a 6-item terms of resumption. After holding firm to its decision of dismissing the mill dock operator, Guy Suku eventually conceded to reverse the dismissal of the worker and put him on suspension pending the conclusion of conciliation between the corporation and the union. The terms further included that strike action by field and factory workers at Skeldon estate be called off immediately and that there is full resumption of work by tomorrow. Additionally, the TOR facilitated that there be no victimization on the part of any sides, and that the days which the workers were on strike will be recorded as not available as opposed to absent. On Sunday, both factory and field workers from Skeldon estate took full strike action after the dismissal of one of the workers, who, as reported, verbally and physically abused the estate manager on Friday evening. However, workers at the factory claimed that the manager was intoxicated and had provoked Daniels, who then hit him. The worker was issued with a dismissal letter the following day, which sparked the strike action. Guy Suku has since refuted the claims made by the worker and stood by the manager's decision to dismiss Daniels. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchan.
A resident of the East Penitence Night Shelter was today placed on $45,000 bail after denying a charge of threatening language that was laid against him. Howard Bob appeared before the Chief Magistrate Priya Sirinarayan Bahari at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. It is alleged that on September 22 at Border Market, Georgetown, he made use of threatening language to the virtual complainant Charlene Bob. The defendant was also ordered to stay 500 feet away from his sister's address, which is at Caneville Housing Scheme on the east bank of Demerara, and her stall in the market. His next court appearance is on October 12 before Magistrate Geeta Edmund Chandnan. Guyanese are being given the opportunity to benefit from training in key related areas to dealing with persons living with disabilities, as we hear in this report.
The National Vocational Training Center for Persons with Disabilities is currently recruiting individuals to be part of the institution. Speaking to the Evening News, manager of the institution, Arthur Lewis, highlighted the type of training that will be delivered to the new recruits as part of the general program.
Presently, we are about to start a new training cycle which would run from 2014 to 2016, and we are open to all persons with disabilities between the ages of 16 and 45. Our institution is just like any other training institution. We operate between Mondays and Fridays. Our trainees come between the hours of 9 and 3, just like all educational institutions.
He further explained how persons who are interested in pursuing courses can apply.
How can anyone with a disability get on board? It's simple. We have a process where they fill up an application form. That's once they're between the ages of 16 and 45. Even if you're older than 45, you're accepted. And we go through an interview process. And then you're able to, when you see what are the course components, the applicant is able now to select, with the guidance of the staff, the course that would be best suited for that person.
Lewis added that the Ministry of Health has been the major support and provides the institution with all the necessary tools and equipment needed.
This program is a Ministry of Health program, and they give the center their fullest support. We're under what we call Program 7, Disability and Rehabilitation Service. Well, that alone spells the purpose. disability, and we are training persons with disabilities.
50-year-old Oswald Europe was today remanded after being charged for illegal possession of firearms and ammunition. Europe appeared before Magistrate Fabio Azor at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. On September 22 at Musi Bagdam, he allegedly had a .83 revolver in his possession. He's not a legal firearm holder. It was also alleged that on the same day, he had in his possession 13.83 grams of illegal ammunition. The defendant was represented by attorney Gordon Gilhouse, who made his application for bail under the special reasons that he had no prior convictions or pending matters in any court and is not a flight risk. Police prosecutor Inspector Jomo Nichols objected to bail under the ground of the offence's nature, its gravity and prevalence. Magistrate Azor ruled in favor of the prosecutor, remanding Europe until October 20, when his matter is set to be called at the Mahdia Magistrates Court. This is the evening news. Join us on the other side of the break for your regional and international news. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with Evening News. It's now time for a look at what's happening in the region and the wider world. Grenada says it will spend an estimated $2 million EC on upgrading structures, including the century-old tunnel in the city, which was damaged by floods and landslides over the last weekend. The authorities said that the tunnel, which serves as the main route into the city from the southern part of the island, had been blocked by huge boulders brought down by the landslide. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, who is now in the United States, has expressed sorrow at the damage caused by the rains. The rehabilitation of the tunnel comes under the World Bank's Slope Stabilization Project, and Grenada's Works Minister Gregory Bouen says the project will start very soon. Now, internationally, France has confirmed that an Algerian Judahist group linked to the Islamic State militants has beheaded tourist Hervé Gordel, seized on Sunday. Jund al-Kahiliaf killed Mr. Gordel, 55, after the deadline for France to halt airstrikes on the IS in Iraq ran out. French President Francois Hollande condemned the killing while describing it as a cruel and cowardly act. He said that French airstrikes, which began on IS targets in Iraq last week, would continue. Speaking at the UN General Assembly, Mr. Hollande said that Mr. Gordel's abduction and decapitation was a barbaric act of terrorism which presented a problem not only for the region but also the world. It's now time for a look at your bridge reports. The Demerara Harbour Bridge is expected to be closed some 5 hours on Thursday, September 25, for a period of 1.5 hours. The Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed from 17 hours, so 5 on Thursday, September 25, for a period of 1.5 hours. Join us on the other side of the break for your sport news.
Are you looking for a very good used Caterpillar machine at the price you want to pay? Come to our Providence East Bank Demerara Equipment Yard to inspect the machines for sale by tender from October 1st to 31st, 2014. See press or visit us on maccorpcat.com for more info. Are you looking for a very good used Caterpillar machine at the price you want to pay? Come to our Providence East Bank Demerara Equipment Yard to inspect the machines for sale by tender from October 1st to 31st, 2014. See press or visit us on maccorpcat.com for more info.
Welcome back. You're tuned to the Evening News. It's now time for a look at your sport news. Let's check out the headlines together. Samuels Taylor back in Windies ODI squad. Green positive about rugby's future. GCA and Malta Supreme team up for under-13 cricket, and Kolkata Knight Riders extend winning streak to 12. The news is brought to you with the kind compliments of Macorp.
Are you looking for a very good used Caterpillar machine at the price you want to pay? Come to our Providence East Back Demerara Equipment Yard to inspect the machines for sale by tender from October 1st to 31st, 2014. See press or visit us on macorpcat.com for more info. Are you looking for a very good used Caterpillar machine at the price you want to pay? Come to our Providence East Back Demerara Equipment Yard to inspect the machines for sale by tender from October 1st to 31st, 2014. See press or visit us on macorpcat.com for more info.
Okay, Mac, let's have a look at the news in detail. West Indies have recalled a trio of experienced players, batsman Marlon Samuels and Dwayne Smith, and fast bowler Jerome Taylor for the one-dayers in India next month. Guyana batsman Leon Johnson, who made his test debut earlier this month against Bangladesh, has also been called up. Chris Gayle will miss the series as he is still rehabilitating from injury. Others missing out are batsman Kirk Edwards and left-arm spinner Nikita Miller. The first of 5 ODIs against India is on October 8 in Kochi. The Georgetown Cricket Association has partnered with Banks DIH Limited under its Malta Supreme brand for the staging of the annual Under-13 cricket competition for clubs in the city. Avinash Ramzan has details in this report.
At a simple launch at Banks DIH Sports Club at Thirst Park, the company presented a cheque for an undisclosed amount to President of the Georgetown Cricket Association, Roger Harper. Harper, who is an advocate for development of cricketers from a young age, said the association is grateful for the partnership with Banks DIH Limited, noting that sponsorship is critical to the growth of the game.
We had a fantastic tournament last year. The kids enjoyed it, and the parents were very enthused by it, and that's what it's about, getting the young kids involved from an early age and looking to build on that. And we're thankful for Banks for their support, and we look forward to building a long and fruitful relationship.
Harper, a former West Indies Test and one-day player and former West Indies coach, pointed out that the competition provides an opportunity for youngsters to showcase their talents. It is also geared to teach the youths the finer art of teamwork, discipline, and also provides an avenue to expend energy. Banks DIH Limited's non-alcoholic brand manager Clayton McKenzie also embraced the partnership, adding that the Malta Supreme brand was specifically chosen for this sponsorship since the product is formulated to help boost the energy level of that age group of persons.
Looking after children is part of what Banks DIH would want to be. Children are our future generation, and we're looking into boosting them into going into a direction of sport. And cricket has been one of the programs that we want to be on board with. Banks DIH has selected Malta Supreme to be part of this competition, and has done so in previous years because of its attributes that synchronize with sports individuals.
The 8-team tournament will bowl off this Saturday with several games in the city. It will be a 25 over per innings competition.
Thanks, Avinash. President of the Guyana Rugby Football Union, Peter Green, is confident Guyana can hold its own on the world stage. Green made a disclosure following the Banks DIH Sevens finals. More details from Tristan Joseph.
After watching the days play, and knowing that the heat, it's always over 90 degrees here, I will tell you something. The standard of play that I've seen compared with overseas, the local players are on par. They are actually, I've seen a lot of diamonds in the rough in the making. We have good players. We're going to do well.
Those were the words of Peter Green after watching the University of Guyana come back to defeat the Yamaha Caribs in the Banks DIH Sevens. Green was enthusiastic of the current crop of ruggers that he gave a timeline for their development.
Overall speaking, I will tell you this, that I have a lot of hope and encouragement that by October month end, the players will be firing at an international level. The players that we have our eyes on, there's a lot of promise in all of the clubs.
While Green revealed that the union will be aiming to develop hinterland and school rugby, Green cited what he believes will develop the sport.
To develop rugby, each club must have a good infrastructure, a good exco. You cannot have the union suffocating clubs by demanding their players or demanding tournaments or implementing programs that are detrimental to club development.
Meanwhile, Green is positive that the sport will move to different heights and the current crop of ruggers will represent the nation well.
Interesting report, Tristan. Ceylon Lorraine grabbed 4 wickets to help Calcutta Knight Riders to a 3-wicket win over Perth Scorchers, their 12th win in a row. Narayan's spell of 4 for 31 helped restricted the Scorchers to 151 for 7 before Knight Riders made heavy weather of the target. Winning with just 2 balls remaining, the Champions League T20 will continue tomorrow with Chennai Super Kings playing Lahore Lions from 10:30 hours. And that has brought us to the end of the evening news for today, Wednesday, September 24, 2014. Please remember to get a copy of tomorrow's edition of the Ghana Times for details of these stories and others. I'm Michael Young, thanking you very much for joining us. Goodbye.